Griefers and Trolls, Eric the Plague Doctor, 981YT here, and Beekos. Welcome back to more Elder Scrolls Online, my favorite multiplayer game of all time. So, in the last one, Beekos, we defeated the High King of Western Skyrim. He was a total asshole. I cannot begin to tell you how satisfying it was to shove my flame staff up his fucking ass and roast him alive. But anyway, we completed Western Skyrim and ended the threat over there, but I'm pretty sure the threat will continue in the Reach, aka Markarth, in this one. So, let's go and start this. And look at who it is, our old buddy Count Verandis Ravenwatch of the Ravenwatch clan, over in Rivenspire. Hello.
Good to see you, my friend. I could use an ally in this desolate place. The Grey Host has turned its attention upon the Reach, but the local ruler refuses my help. This so-called despot of Markarth thinks walls and sentries will hold back their fury.
The despot of Markarth? More like crackpot.
Ard Kaddock. He rules the Reach from Understone Keep in Markarth. I've come to offer my help against the Grey Host, but he has turned me away time and time again. Meanwhile, even here, in the shadow of the city, the Grey Host plots and conspires.
Tell me more about the Grey Host, even though we pretty much know everything about them from the last few videos.
It's an alliance of vampires, witches, and werewolves bent on slaughter and destruction. To protect the Reach, I need to learn why the Grey Host has come here, and I need to secure the cooperation of Ard Kaddock. Would you be willing to help me?
I'll help figure out what the Grey Host is planning and get you in to see the Despot of Markarth.
With your help, we may save the Reach yet. While I continue to exert diplomatic pressure, I need you to find information the Ard will consider valuable. Something concerning the rebels that plague his rule, perhaps. Start by talking to the sentry.
How will information help us get an audience with the Ard Kaddock?
Reach folk deal in bargains. They respect strength and skill, and they believe in rewarding favors. If we can bring something important to the Ard while demonstrating these qualities, I think he'll agree to hear us out.
Oh! That's why Markarth is separate from Skyrim and its own zone. The Reach men are in control of it at this point in time. Okay, that's interesting. You really want to work with someone called the Despot of Markarth.
If we're to stop the Grey Host and help the Reach, we don't have a choice. At the very least, we need his resources and support. In my time here, I have heard about these rebels, but I'm not sure the extent of their rebellion. See what you can learn.
I'll see what I can learn about the rebels and their rebellion.
Remember, remain respectful but wary when dealing with Reach folk. They don't suffer long speeches, not even short ones. Keep your conversation with the sentry brief and to the point. Once you find something, meet me in Markarth at Understone Keep.
Didn't you hear? You and that fancy bastard aren't welcome here. Get, or I'll make a scarf out of your guts.
Excuse me, bitch. The Grey Host has come to the Reach. Count Verandis wants to help stop them.
We know all about the Blood Drinkers and the Beast Folk. We were dealing with them just fine before Ard Kaddock called us back to Markarth. The Witch Rebels are a bigger threat, along with outsiders who try to get into our business.
Witch Rebels?
Some wilder witch has been stirring up the clans to the east of Markarth, making trouble for Ard Kaddock. But we'll have her head on a pike soon enough. Look, if you want to see the Ard, then bring news he doesn't know. Something about the rebels.
Alright, let's gather information.
stay here as long as you like. I'm done waiting for Ardcadic to muster the clans.
Are you now? And what do you plan to do about it? Join those rebels? You wouldn't have the first clue about how to find them.
That's where you're wrong. Connell says they're gathering in the eastern foothills.
Well, then your head can wind up on a pike with the rest of them, you damn fool.
Fascinating. And, yeah, off camera I switched ammo. This is the one I normally use, because, I'm very proud that I worked hard to get this Ebon Wolf. Oh, God. Getting the Ebon Wolf was an adventure, let me tell ya. Okay, a note. No, something tells me that these, the are working with Ghost. He did say that the were, witches. And when we were doing the Western Skyrim questline, if you remember, there was a lot of witches, witchcraft going on. Oh, a chest. Oh, I forgot. No lockpicks in this character. That's unfortunate. Oh well.
Damn witch rebels are as bad as the damn vampires. Get away from me, you reeker. You think a rich warrior with only one good leg can't cut you? Well, think again.
I just want to know what happened to you. Was it the Grey Host?
The Grey Host? Does it look like I've been bitten or clawed? It's the damn witch rebels. And they can't tell a reach folk from a monster any better than you can. They thought I was one of those invaders. Spirits, take the lot of them.
The witch rebels are hunting the Grey Host?
Aye, like a pack of wild dogs they were. Kept shouting, Arana, Arana, as they bore down on me. I took an arrow in the leg before they listened to me. Before they decided I wasn't an invader. I think Arana spoke to me. I think she was their leader.
Any idea where the rebels came
No,
from?
like ghosts these rebels are. I plan to return to Markarth and petition the Ard to let me take a war party out to find them. They must be hiding in the eastern foothills. I don't care if they are fighting the Grey Host. They're mine.
Yeah, you have fun with that. Actually, let's fight this troll so that I can get some health back. Motherfucker seriously running away in fear. Okay, I'm not even gonna ask why he ran away, but we're at full health, so it's Gucci. Yeah, we're just cruising through these DLCs like no problem, and it's nice. Getting all caught up so that we can get to the point where I can just play through the DLCs on the channel as they come out. In regards to that, I'm hoping we get done with Blackwood before its sequel and or the next DLC come out. I don't really know if Blackwood has a sequel yet. But I think it's coming out soon. I think it's going to be called Gates of Oblivion, unless that's the name of the event currently going on. Good old Markarth.
Yeah, my friend.
Oh shit, hello.
Was your hunt successful? You couldn't have timed your arrival any better. Ardkadak holds court as we speak. We'll never have a better chance to gain an audience with him. Did your investigation uncover anything we can use? What did you learn?
The rebel leader might be Arana. They're gathering in the eastern hills.
Arana? I have heard that name during my time here. Did you happen to learn what these rebels are rebelling against?
Not exactly, but they have spies in the city, urging people to flee to the hills.
Flee the city? With a grey host prowling the countryside? Well, that's 3 valuable pieces of information. I want you to represent me before Ardkadak. Explain what you learned and convince him to finally agree to meet with me.
I'll present my findings and try to convince Ardkadak to meet.
Speak with the Ard Sentry. You'll need to convince her to gain an audience with Kadak. I think the information you uncovered about the rebels will be enough to interest the despot of Markarth, but you can never be too certain with Reach folk.
Why don't you come with me?
I'm lucky to have made it this far into the city. Kadak and his entourage have little patience for a noble such as myself, especially a noble from a land they consider to be the home of their enemy. Now, this task is better in your hands.
So it's not the fact that you're a vampire? Okay. So what will you be doing while I'm trying to see the Ard?
I shall wait around here and continue to discreetly learn what I can about the Reach and its people. I also want to think about Arana and her rebels. Maybe there's a way to add them to our arsenal. Go. I'll be here when you get back.
You again? You dare to disgrace Understone Keep with your presence outside? That takes guts, I'll give you that. What's your business in the Ard's Keep?
I bring information from Count Verandis concerning the witch rebels.
Do you now? And you want to share that information with Ardkadak? You're certainly full of surprises, outsider. All right, I'll allow you to approach the throne, if your courage holds out. Fair warning, the Ard's in a foul temper today.
Oh, please. I'm a god killer. You really think I care about a pitiful mortal's foul temper? I'll drain him and bring him back from the dead just to kill him again. Just saying.
Not yet you don't, but you will. Ardkadak's as likely head from your shoulders as listen to you, so talk fast, outsider. And remember, the Ard has no patience for fools or flatterers. Keep that in mind.
Okay, this is weird having Reach. Okay, whatever. We'll kill his gardener. That'll give him some incentive. That's funny, every time I've come to Markarth before now, this throne's been empty. It's interesting that he's here now of all times.
What fool do I have to behead for letting you in here? You're not of the Reach or the clans. You've either got the sense of a goat or the heart of a saber cat, and I'm eager to find out which. Now, speak plainly. What brings you to the despot of Markarth?
And this guy's got a temper on him, doesn't he? I bring information about the witch rebels from Count Verandis Ravenwatch.
The fancy elf, who won't take no for an answer, eh? Yeah, he should have made this offer earlier. News concerning the rebels is a beast worth skinning. Tell me something I don't know, and I won't have you fed to my hunting dogs.
I'd probably kill your hunting dogs faster than you can feed them to me, just saying. They have spies in the city, urging your people to flee to the eastern foothills.
Spies? In my city? Well, that would explain some things, but that and a vague location aren't enough to get me to sit down and drink with a high elf. What else have you got? And remember, my patience is wearing thin.
I think the leader of the witch rebels is named Arana.
Arana. I know that name. She's a honey-tongued fanatic who refused to bury her sword when I forged a peace with the Grey Host. She's slippery, but I didn't realize she led the rebels. Sniffing out a reach witch. That commands respect. For now.
Did you say you made peace with the Grey Host?
Aye. They agreed to spare the city while they look for some ancient relic. Dwarven, I suspect. They can have it. Verandis wants to meet? Then talk to my advisor, Lady Boleyn. Track down Arana for her, and I'll listen to every word he has to say.
Alright, I'll speak to Lady Boleyn. He's a grumpy sort, ain't he?
I couldn't help but overhear Ard Cadic's voice it carries. Now, tell me about the leader of the witch rebels. The name invited? Arana, I believe you said?
Yes, Ard Cadic asked me to help you find her.
Therein lies the problem. Reach witches are experts at losing themselves in the many caves and copses that decorate the landscape. It's like finding a tooth in a hen's beak. Witches give deference to the art. Arana is a seeker.
So Ard Cadic wants you to find her.
Actually, that task falls to you. A favor for a favor, yes. That's how business works here. Locate the rebels, find Arana, and urge her to stop meddling in Markarth's affairs. Do that, you shall earn a place for you and Count in the Reach.
Alright, I'll find her.
That look on your face. I know Curie when I see it. Well, I can spare you more moments before sending you off on your task. What does an outsider in Ard Cadic's court to know?
You look as out of place in this court as I do.
While I may not have been born and raised in the Reach, I have my place as friend and counsel Ard Cadic. His subjects call me a keep witch. I assure you, this is a term of the utmost respect among folk.
How did you wind up at Cadic's
A
side?
genuine desire for peace brought me here. The Reach finds itself beset from all sides. Orcs, Nords, Bretons, Imperials, they all seek destruction of the Reach folk. I try to serve as a bridge of sorts.
A bridge?
Yes, a bridge between the Reach and the civilized world. There's simply no reason that the people of Tamriel should go on killing each other. We have an opportunity to build a kinder, better Tamriel. I'm here to help make that future come to pass.
So what's this rebellion all about?
What is any rebellion all about? Malcontents chafing against the established order, stirring up trouble. They're a nuisance, nothing more.
If they're just a nuisance, why do you find Arana?
It's a matter of timing. Since the arrival of the Grey Host, the land beyond the city walls has become perilous. The Ard urges everyone to take shelter here in Markarth, while Arana calls them away. Her endeavor will get everyone killed.
I thought Caddox said he made peace with the Grey Host.
Peace, yes, of a sort. As long as we stay out of their way, the Grey Host has no quarrel with us. Besides, the walls of Markarth are impregnable. The Reach folk are perfectly safe in here. Now go, find Arana. A favor performed is a favor returned.
Okay, bitch, they said the same thing about Solitude, and Solitude almost got destroyed by the Grey Host, so yeah. Oh, cool. Let's kill him twice. Fuck that gardener.
Friend, before you run off, tell me about your audience with Ard Caddock.
Ard Caddock sent me to his advisor, Lady Belaine. They asked me to find the rebel leader, Arana.
Impressive. You accomplished more in mere moments than I've been able to do since I arrived in this savage land. Find Arana. See which rebels will join our cause. I will continue my own investigations and meet you back here.
Right then. Fun times, fun times. Cookie for us.
None of these weak strangers could face the least challenge.
Alright, it looks like we're getting close. This looks like the place.
Hold there, outsider. These hills belong to the Reach folk, Rover. Turn around and go back the way you came, or I'll have your nose for a trophy.
I'm looking for the witch rebels. I need to speak to them.
Witch rebels, huh? That's just a label applied by the oppressors, don't you think? Look, we have enough trouble with those Grey Host bastards and Caddock's soldiers. We don't need a curious outsider blundering around and getting in our way, too.
I'm hunting the Grey Host, too. I need to talk to your leader, Arana.
You're a hunter? Truly? Sounds more like Caddock and his keep witch getting up to more mischief. You want to befriend the witch rebels? Then prove it. The Grey Host has set up stockpiles nearby. Find out what they're storing, and then we'll talk.
Alright, I'll investigate the Grey Host stockpiles.
The stockpiles were spotted to the east and south. If you can find out what the Grey Host is using them for, then we'll owe you a favor. And true Reach folk never renege on a favor.
What do you expect me to find in these Grey Host stockpiles?
If I knew for certain, there'd be no need to have you go and take a look, would there? Probably supplies for their army. Though what vampires and werewolves need is anyone's guess. Ritual items, things for their harrowcraft. That's what I expect.
Harrowcraft? Is that related to the Harrow Storms?
Aye. Harrowcraft is what we call the rituals we've seen the Grey Host perform when they summon those cursed storms.
I spent some time researching Harrow Storms in Western Skyrim.
Then you know the Grey Host has recruited Ice Reach witches to conjure up their storms. They use fetishes and alchemical mixtures in the rituals, so it makes sense they need a place to store those components.
I heard them call you witch rebels. Are you a witch?
Are you daft, outsider? Do I look like a witch to you? A true witch has power, hears the spirits, knows the old words, commands animals, things like that. Use their power to help. Others use it to kill. Ice Reach witches are particularly evil.
I've fought the Coven before.
Well, you'll probably have to fight them again. They stalk these hills like old ghosts. They're allied with the Grey Host now, don't you know? Greedy hags, the lot of them. I respect their strength, but their hearts are all twisted inside.
So, out of curiosity, Ard Kaddick made peace with the Grey Host. Why are you fighting?
There may be a peace of sorts inside Markarth, but out here we're outnumbered and fighting for our lives. Nothing unusual on that. We won't let the Grey Host desecrate our land, and we won't let give it away just to avoid a little blood.
Alright. So, only Markarth is spared from the wrath of the Grey Host. I'm very curious about why that is, because that seems a bit suspicious, don't you know? Prepared ashes. Let's go and take a look at this one over here.
That must have cost me.
That actually worked out better than I was expecting it to. I mean, we still died, but that put us really close to where we need to be. Let's see, where the fuck is this camp? mind if I do. And we got some lockpicks. That's nice. Shit. You know, something just tells me that, the Grey Host is gonna go back on their word not to attack Markarth and attempt to do what they tried to do in Solitude. But that's just a hunch. I could be wrong, though. This looks like the place. Oh, a burrow. I don't like the looks of this.
This one, Tayfan. Come, Harrier. Give me your measure. Tayfern told me about you, Harrier. You wanted to talk? Well, here I am. What will it be? A battle? I haven't turned anyone into a goat recently, but I'm willing to try if you so much as raise your weapon.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That is a kick-ass outfit. This bitch looks like she's ready to go to town and beat the living shit out of a motherfucker. I love it. So you're the leader of the witch rebels.
Why does everyone insist on calling us that? Tayfern, remind me to come up with a better name when time permits. As for later, well, I guide this gathering of rich folk if that's what you're asking. But what about you? Why are you here?
Lady Belaine sent me to find you, but according to this letter, she's working with the Grey Host. Oh, I was... Okay, well... so, something similar is happening in Markarth, like what happened in Solitude.
Of course she is. She's a vampire, after all. We tried to slay her twice without much luck. Quick as a spooked hare, that one, and twice as cautious. We'll have her fangs soon enough, though. You can read? What else does that sheet of paper say?
So she's a vampire. Why is that more like all these vampires in the DLC don't look like vampires, like they're not pale? I guess they could have a low level of vampirism, but even then, you don't really have much coloration in your face. You pasty. Anyway, apparently she's meeting with the leader of the Grey Host in Volthum Burrow.
The leader? Now that's a worthy bit of news. Bones and birds guide us well, but there's no replacing a cunning hunter. Go to the barrow, Harrier. Listen in on their meeting. Find out what Belaine and her master are up to, and I'll hear you out.
Alright, I'll find out what Lady Belaine and the Grey Host are up to.
The spirits will see you safely to Volthum, Harrier. After that, I suggest stealth and a strong blade.
So your rebellion, do you plan to overthrow Markarth?
Overthrow Markarth? What in Namira's name would I do with all that dead stone? No, my purpose is clear. I need to help our people by shaking Kadok out of his dream. If that doesn't work, I'll split his skull and let it spill out on its own.
And what dream is that?
Kadok's dream of being king. Oh, he has a true heart. In better times, he's a fine leader. But we face a lean season. We're hungry. But instead of filling the larder, he dreams of a golden crown. His foolish pride has brought this upon our people.
He rules Markarth. Shouldn't he be crowned King of the Reach?
Not yet. Not until all the beasts of the woods howl his name. And every day he heeds Belain is another day he proves me right. The Grey Host has dark plans for Markarth. Cadoc's stubbornness will get everyone in that city killed.
So are you really a witch?
I am. And a fine one at that. What? Never met a witch before, Harrier?
Not one quite like you.
I'm sure. We're not all like the blood-sucking Belain, or my misguided sisters from Icereach, though. Some of us aren't over-enthusiastic malcontents with a penchant for violence and destruction. Not all the time, anyway.
Does your power come from Daedra?
Daedra? Oh, the spirits. The old ones. Yes, I've heard them called that. The world is full of whispers, for those with the patience to hear. Most Thembloods are just too busy begging pardons from dead gods to pay attention. Pity.
But you do worship the Daedric princes?
Daedra, spirits, crows. It's all the same. Where you see evil gods, we see teachers. Cruel ones, for certain. But that's the world, right? A stone will kill you if it strikes your head. But lifting the same stone makes us strong.
So tell me about yourself and your rebels.
What's to tell? I'm a proud woman of the Reach. A daughter of wind, sweat, and the rich soil. As for my brothers and sisters, they're good Reach folk, every last one of them. They mind the spirits and love the land. The real question is, who are you?
I'm Belial Belair.
A fine name, I suppose, for an outsider. But what's in your heart? Most Thembloods come to the Reach wheezing under the weight of their purses and writ laws. You, though, I smell the blood of the Reach in you. Not much, but maybe it's enough.
The blood of the Reach?
Aye. Free blood. That's what the Reach is. Freedom. In the Reach, we do as we please. Only way to stop us is to kill us. And we don't die easy. Same goes for you, I'd say.
No, I really don't. Okay, so Valthum is just up the road. Northmen built the burrow and spoke of their totem gods as if they hoped to teach us something. Okay, I was reading that, but I'm using the maps. Oh, a boss. Don't mind if I do.
Just remember our arrangement. Like you, I hate to be disappointed.
You there, in the shadows. You can't hide from the Ashen Lord. Follow me, if you dare.
So we get to talk to this guy again. Interesting. Is he not gonna be the final boss?
You actually followed. There's fire in your veins, I'll give you that. Very well. You may speak to me. You, the thorn that caused me no small amount of irritation and solitude. You thought yourself so clever, so stealthy, spying on me from the shadows. But the darkness answers to me. Why have you come to this forsaken barrow?
Why have you brought the Grey Host to the Reach?
You stand before Rada al-Saran and seek to understand his purpose. Better a torchbug try to comprehend the secrets of alchemy, or a mudcrab the intricacies of necromancy. These events began millennia before your birth. They concern you not at all.
We're going to stop you.
Who is this we you speak of? Certainly not the Reach folk. No, there is someone else. I see them, lurking in your thoughts. An ally, almost as ancient as I am. They're desperate to forestall the coming night. Tell me, who is this person?
I don't have to tell you anything.
And I don't have to resist the urge to rip out your throat and gorge on your blood. But we are civilized beings, exchanging pleasantries in this humble setting. Perhaps we can come to some sort of arrangement. A tip for a tap, as it were.
And what kind of arrangement are you talking about?
I propose a simple arrangement. A truth for a truth. Ask a question. I will answer honestly, then I will ask a question in turn. A fair compromise, don't you agree?
Alright, I'll play your game.
Excellent. Then by all means, ask your first question.
What do you want? I feel like that bottom one's a bit stupid because I'm pretty sure he's a red guard. But I mean, he's got a dap outfit. I mean, that's almost... It's basically the same outfit I'm wearing, but, like, his is much nicer. I love it. Anyway. Let's ask him why he wants to conquer the Reach. That might be the logical answer. So, why do you want to conquer the Reach?
I have no interest in conquering the Reach. I came here to make use of something very old, very powerful. The Reach has the misfortune to be located directly above it. Many of these mortals will die, not because I want them to, but because they must.
Killing people just to use something is insane.
Not when your purpose is worthy. I do what I do for love. My turn. Your ally, are they a high elf?
Yes.
Your honesty does you credit. Thank you. Do you have another question?
What is Lady Belane's role in this?
Lady Belane is an ally of convenience. Her interests and my design are selfish and predictably narrow. Do you seek to supplant her in Cadoc's court? I recommend against that, for it will not go well for you.
I don't take too kindly to threats.
A threat implies only the possibility of punishment. I do not threaten. Belane has Cadoc's ear. If he takes your side, she kills him and chaos descends on Markarth. If he stands by Belane, you will be executed. Neither outcome benefits you.
Okay, so I actually like what Zenimax is doing here. He's not really unlike the High King we killed in the last video over in Western Skyrim, the Ashen Lord isn't a very straightforward villain. He's actually pretty chill and nice. He's not evil for evil's sake. He has a goal he's working towards, but we don't really know how... Shit. I'm conflicted. This is interesting. Anyway, if I fall, others will stop you.
Others? Who? Reach folk? The witch Arana? Your mysterious ally? I am unconcerned. Now, for my question. This ally that hides behind your eyes, does he seek to protect the world by going against his own kind?
Yes.
Of course he does. Thank you for your honesty. Now,
okay.
Do you have anything else to ask?
Let's actually, let's ask him where he came from. Where do you come from?
That is a complicated question. A being as old as I can claim many origins. This flesh was born on the distant isles of Yokuda. This spirit was forged on the bloody shores of Hammerfell. This purpose, it grew from love and necessity.
He's not a red guard! Oh my god! He's a Yakutan!
That word holds little meaning for me now. But yes, in my youth I dedicated my life to perfection. In art, perfection. In love, perfection. In war, especially in war, perfection. To attain glory in Yokuda, nothing less would do.
Perfection is impossible to attain.
Is it? Beyond the Sea of Pearls, peerless sword masters were as common as grains of sand. Even the grandest victories felt commonplace. In a land of heroes, how can anyone claim to be exceptional?
Someone who is perfect can.
Precisely. After the conquest of Hammerfell, I wandered in search of new challenges. I found only one. Leki, daughter to Rupka and master of the sword. We fought for 3 grueling days, without pause for rest or nourishment.
A great victory.
But I didn't win. I didn't lose either. I could not accept a draw, however. The cold reality of my imperfection. That resentment drove me to Molag Bal. It took the patient wisdom of a friend to break perfection's hold on me. Now, your turn.
Ask your question.
Your ally, are they a vampire?
Yes.
Interesting. A picture begins to emerge. Do you have anything else to ask?
I have nothing more to say to you.
As you wish. Know that this level of cordiality will not be repeated. And this is not a threat. If you continue to meddle in my affairs, I will take far more than your life. On that, you have my word.
Interesting. So, I really like how he's... I don't really like... I like how he's not a straightforward villain. Not cut and dry. There's layers to him, and he's actually a nice dude doing evil things. So that makes me curious about... That makes me very curious about what his motives and what he's planning is. This is all very dating. I don't know, I actually really like the Ashen Lord's character. Might actually be my favorite game, in all honesty. Because a lot of the other villains in ESO are very cut and dry and forward. Ashen Lord, there's to him. Motherfucker, how many times do I have to... Anyway, as I was saying, I'm that he's not
Welcome
very,
back, my friend.
cut
Tell me what you learned. Arrival is fortuitous, as I only just returned myself. You able to make contact with the rebels? You meet with Arana?
Yes, I also learned that Lane is a vampire. In league with the Grey Host.
I sensed some deception, but her illusion is powerful. How else did she hide her nature from me? Arana, do you think we can convince her rebels to join our cause?
Perhaps. She to spy on Belaine, and I wound up talking to the Grey Host leader.
You spoke to Rodda. Did he... No matter. If Rodda is here, our time is short. Talk to Cap. If he deems what you tell him, maybe he'll finally work with me, and we can figure out how to deal with the Grey Host.
Alright, I'll talk to Art.
It was only a matter of time before Rodda and I crossed paths again. I just didn't think it would be this soon.
They know each other? What? Oh my god! I wonder if Verandis would be a part of be a part of the Grey Host. I'm curious now. Tell me more about Ashen Lord.
Rodda al-Saran and I... We have a complicated history. There was a time when Rodda and I stood united with purpose, to preserve the lives and the welfare of vampires. Then, as now, our kin suffered under Molag Bol's curse, with the cruelty of mortal